The massive screen in Earth Defense Command lit up with an alien transmission. Admiral James Stone stood straight, his weathered face reflecting the blue glow of the display. Around him, the command center fell silent as the first clear contact from an alien civilization began. "People of Earth," the alien figure spoke in perfect English, its purple-skinned face looking down at them with obvious disdain. "We are the Galactic Dominion, rulers of 300 star systems. Your planet has been chosen for integration into our empire. Resist, and we will destroy you." Admiral Stone didn't flinch. 20 years of military service had prepared him for moments like this. He looked around the room at his staff, each person ready at their station. They had trained for this day, even if nobody truly believed it would come. "The Dominion requires your answer within 1 Earth day," the alien continued. "Choose wisely." The transmission cut off, leaving the room in tense silence. Within hours, Earth's Unified Council gathered in their underground chamber beneath the Swiss Alps. Representatives from every nation sat around the circular table, their faces grim but determined. The council had been formed 10 years ago when the first alien ship was discovered crashed in the Arctic. They had kept it secret, learned from it, and prepared. "They think we're helpless," Admiral Stone addressed the council. "They expect us to surrender, but they don't know what we've built." Council leader Thomas Baker stood up, his voice steady. "We've spent a decade preparing. Our orbital defense platforms are ready. The Mars and Venus bases are fully operational. The quantum network is online." He paused, looking at each council member. "We vote now. Do we surrender to the Dominion, or do we fight?" The vote was unanimous. Earth would not bow. Admiral Stone delivered Earth's response himself. "Dominion Command, this is Earth. We reject your demands. Earth is not yours to take." The alien commander's response was immediate and furious. "You primitive species dare to refuse. Our fleet will darken your skies. Your civilization will end." Within hours, Earth's long-range sensors detected the Dominion fleet entering the outer solar system. 10,000 ships, each one larger than anything humanity had ever built. They moved in perfect formation, a display of overwhelming force meant to crush any hope of resistance. But in his command center, Admiral Stone smiled. The aliens had fallen for humanity's greatest deception. They saw what they expected to see: a primitive world with basic space capabilities, a few satellites, and some defensive installations. They couldn't detect the quantum-shielded bases hidden across the solar system. They didn't know about the gravity weapons waiting in the asteroid belt. They had no idea that their own crashed ship had given Earth the keys to understanding their technology. "All commands, this is Stone." He broadcast through the secure quantum network. "Execute Operation Dark Horse. Let's show them why you don't threaten Earth." Across the solar system, hidden bases powered up. On Mars, Commander Robert Wells activated the planetary defense grid. On Venus, Colonel Mary Parker prepared the stealth fleet. In the asteroid belt, Captain John Thompson's mining ships revealed their true nature as heavily armed battle cruisers. The Dominion fleet moved closer, their formation perfect, their confidence absolute. They had conquered hundreds of worlds this way. Earth would be no different. But as they passed Jupiter's orbit, Admiral Stone gave the order that would change galactic history forever. "All units, weapons free. Show them what humanity can do." The battle for Earth was about to begin. The Dominion would learn that their greatest mistake wasn't attacking Earth, it was giving humanity time to prepare. In their arrogance, they never questioned why Earth's response to first contact was so calm. They never wondered why a primitive planet would dare to defy them. They never suspected that their perfect fleet was flying into a trap 10 years in the making. As Admiral Stone watched the Dominion fleet approach, he knew humanity was ready. "Let them come," he whispered. "Let them all come." The greatest fleet in the galaxy was about to learn a harsh lesson about underestimating humanity. Deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, in a facility unknown to the approaching Dominion fleet, Commander Michael Reed walked through rows of Earth's secret weapons. The underground chamber stretched for miles, filled with technology that would shock the invaders. Status report. He called out to his team as red warning lights flashed overhead. The Dominion fleet had just passed Mars orbit. Quantum shields at full power, replied Lieutenant Jack Wilson from his station. The enemy still can't detect us. The chamber housed Earth's greatest secret, working prototypes reverse-engineered from the crashed alien ship found a decade ago. But humanity hadn't just copied the alien technology. They had improved it. Reed stopped at the centerpiece of Earth's defense, the gravity manipulation engine. While the Dominion used standard propulsion systems, Earth had discovered how to bend space itself. The aliens' crashed ship had given them the basics, but human creativity had turned it into something new. All teams, final checks, Reed ordered. They'll be in range in 6 hours. The facility hummed with activity. Scientists and soldiers worked side by side, preparing weapons that merged human ingenuity with alien technology. They had plasma cannons powered by Earth's unique approach to fusion, shields that used quantum entanglement in ways the Dominion had never imagined. Above ground, the world appeared normal. A few orbital satellites, some defensive installations, nothing that would worry the mighty Dominion. But underground bases like Reed's existed on every continent. The whole planet was a carefully crafted illusion. "Sir," called out Technical Officer Lisa Brown. "Look at this." She pointed to her screen, showing the Dominion fleet's formation. They're using standard attack patterns, exactly like the data from the crashed ship predicted. Reed smiled. The Dominion's greatest weakness was their predictability. Thousands of years of easy victories had made them arrogant and inflexible. They hadn't faced a real challenge in centuries. "Send the activation codes to all bases," Reed ordered. "Time to wake up our sleeping giant." Across Earth, hidden facilities powered up. In the Pacific Ocean, underwater bases activated their gravity wells. In the Sahara, buried energy collectors began gathering power. In Antarctica, the quantum communication hub linked all of Earth's defenses into one network. "Sir," Wilson called out. "Message from Admiral Stone. The Dominion fleet has passed the final warning line. They're committed to their attack run." Reed walked to the main control platform. Around him, screens showed Earth's true defensive capability. 10,000 Dominion ships were about to face humanity's greatest achievement, a planetary defense system unlike anything in the galaxy. "Begin power-up sequence for the gravity web," Reed commanded. This was humanity's trump card. While the Dominion relied on brute force, Earth had developed a way to turn space itself into a weapon. The facility's walls vibrated as enormous generators came online. Similar vibrations echoed from bases worldwide as Earth's true power awakened. The planet might look defenseless, but it was about to become the deadliest trap in galactic history. "Message from all bases," Brown reported. "Everyone is ready, waiting for your command." Reed looked at the tactical display. The Dominion fleet was arranging itself for their standard orbital bombardment pattern. They had no idea they were flying into carefully planned killing zones. "Send word to Admiral Stone," Reed ordered. "Tell him the gravity web is ready. We can begin Phase 2 whenever he gives the order." As the message went out, Reed thought about how far humanity had come. 10 years ago, they had found a crashed alien ship. Instead of panicking, they had learned. Instead of fighting among themselves, they had united. Instead of copying alien technology, they had revolutionized it. "Sir," Wilson called out. "New message from the Dominion fleet. They're demanding our surrender again." Reed shook his head. Even now, the aliens couldn't imagine that their prey might be more dangerous than they were. Their arrogance would be their downfall. "Send no reply," he ordered. "Let them come closer. Let them think we're paralyzed with fear." He watched the fleet's approach on the main screen. "They want to see Earth's true power. Well, they're about to get their wish." The trap was set. The defenders were ready. The greatest space battle in human history was about to begin. The Dominion fleet filled Earth's sky like artificial stars, their massive ships blocking out the natural starlight. In Earth Defense Command, Admiral Stone watched as the enemy took position for their attack. "They're launching their first wave," reported Tactical Officer David Miller. 500 ships moving into bombardment formation. The alien ships moved with mechanical precision, each vessel taking its predetermined place. They had used this same attack pattern for centuries, crushing hundreds of civilizations with overwhelming force. "Let them get closer," Stone ordered. His calm voice betrayed none of the tension in the command center. "Wait for my signal." On the main screen, the Dominion ships entered low orbit. Their weapon ports opened, energy building for the first strike. They expected to face minimal resistance, perhaps a few missiles, some primitive energy weapons. "Dominion ships charging weapons," Miller announced. "Impact in 30 seconds." Stone pressed a button on his command console. "Commander Reed, activate the gravity web." Deep underground, Reed's team sprang into action. The gravity manipulation engines powered up, their effect invisible but devastating. Across the solar system, hidden generators created a complex web of altered space. The first Dominion ship fired. Its energy beams streaked toward Earth, and then bent impossibly to the side, missing completely. More ships fired, and more shots went wild, twisted away by the invisible distortions in space. "What trickery is this?" The Dominion commander's voice boomed through the command channel. "How dare you?" "Now," Stone ordered, "show them what Earth can do." The Mars base revealed itself first. Hidden gun ports opened in what the Dominion had thought were normal craters. Quantum-enhanced plasma beams lanced out, each shot striking with perfect accuracy. 20 Dominion ships exploded before they could react. "Venus base, you're clear to engage," Stone commanded. The clouds of Venus parted as Earth's stealth fleet emerged. These ships were smaller than the Dominion's vessels, but far more maneuverable. They darted between the enemy ships, their gravity drives letting them ignore normal physics. "Impossible," the Dominion commander shouted. "Your species cannot have this technology." "You should have checked our planet more carefully," Stone replied calmly. "Gravity web at full power. Spring the trap." The space around the Dominion fleet suddenly shifted. Ships that had been in perfect formation found themselves pulled in different directions. Their rigid battle plan fell apart as Earth's gravity weapons created zones of chaos in space itself. "Multiple enemy ships colliding," Miller reported with satisfaction. "Their formation is breaking." The Dominion tried to adapt, but centuries of doing things one way had left them inflexible. Their ships crashed into each other as Earth's gravity web turned space itself against them. "Launch our fighters," Stone ordered. From hidden bases across Earth, small but deadly ships rose into space. Unlike the massive Dominion vessels, Earth's fighters were built for speed and agility. They carried weapons that could pierce alien shields, using frequencies discovered from the crashed ship. "Enemy fleet attempting to regroup," Miller called out. "They're trying to fall back to their secondary attack position." "Don't let them," Stone commanded. "All bases, full attack. Don't give them time to think." More hidden bases activated. The asteroid belt revealed gun platforms disguised as mining stations. The moon opened secret hangars built deep within its craters. Earth's defense grid finally showed its true power. The Dominion's first wave was caught in a killing zone. Earth's gravity weapons trapped them while fighters and fixed defenses tore them apart. Of the 500 ships that began the attack, over 300 were destroyed in the first 10 minutes. "Enemy fleet retreating," Miller announced triumphantly. "They're falling back to their main force." Stone nodded. This was just the beginning, but humanity had proven something crucial. The mighty Dominion could be beaten. Their technology could be matched. Their tactics could be countered. "Send word to all commands," Stone ordered. "Phase 1 successful. Prepare for their main assault. They won't underestimate us again. The first battle was over. Earth had won, but everyone knew the real war was just beginning. The Dominion would return with their full force, and this time, they would be angry. Lieutenant Anna Miller led her stealth squadron through the debris of destroyed Dominion ships. Her fighter, sleek and black, moved silently through space. Behind her, 20 of Earth's best pilots followed in perfect formation. "Ghost Squadron, stay tight," she commanded. "Remember your training. These aren't simulations anymore." The main Dominion fleet was regrouping after their first wave's destruction. 9,000 ships still remained, but now they moved more cautiously. Their easy confidence was gone, replaced by uncertainty. "Enemy fleet launching fighters," her tactical officer reported. "Lots of them. At least 1,000 incoming." Anna smiled inside her helmet. The Dominion fighters were fast and powerful, but they lacked Earth's special advantage. Her squadron carried the new quantum entanglement missiles, weapons that ignored shields completely. "All pilots, weapons free," she ordered. "Show them what Earth's best can do." The battle erupted in silence. In space, there was no sound as the fighters clashed. The Dominion pilots flew with perfect textbook maneuvers. Anna's pilots flew like humans, unpredictable, creative, and deadly. "Target locked," one of her pilots called, firing quantum missiles. The new weapons looked simple, small silver projectiles that seemed harmless, but they contained paired quantum particles. One half stayed in the launcher, the other half passed through enemy shields as if they weren't there. The results were devastating. Dominion fighters exploded silently in space. Their shields, designed to stop energy and physical impacts, could do nothing against weapons that ignored normal physics. "Keep pushing," Anna commanded. "Drive them back to their capital ships." Her squadron cut through the enemy fighters like a knife. The Dominion pilots had never faced weapons they couldn't block. Their confusion turned to panic as Earth's fighters proved impossible to defend against. Back on Earth, Admiral Stone watched the battle with satisfaction. "Launch the second wave," he ordered. "Let's show them everything we have." More fighters rose from Earth, Mars, and Venus. Each carried different weapons: gravity disruptors, phase cannons, quantum missiles. Earth had spent 10 years preparing not just one solution, but hundreds. The Dominion fleet commanders tried to adapt. They changed formations, adjusted shields, launched more fighters. But they were fighting an enemy that had studied them for years, that knew their tactics better than they did. "Enemy flagship detected," Anna's tactical officer reported. "They're pulling back their fighters to protect it." "All squadrons," Stone's voice came through the command channel. "Target that flagship. Show them nowhere is safe." Anna led the attack herself. Her squadron dove through waves of enemy fire, their small ships dancing between energy beams. The Dominion flagship grew larger in their view, a massive vessel that dwarfed everything around it. "Ghost Squadron, follow my lead," Anna ordered. "Pattern Delta, just like we practiced." Her fighters split into pairs, each approaching from a different angle. The flagship's defenses tracked them, energy weapons firing continuously. But Earth's ships were too small, too fast, and too well piloted to hit. "Fire everything," Anna commanded. "All weapons, full spread." Quantum missiles, gravity torpedoes, and phase charges launched simultaneously. The flagship's magnificent shields flickered against weapons they were never designed to stop. Explosions blossomed across its hull as quantum-paired particles appeared inside their defensive bubble. "Direct hits confirmed," her tactical officer reported. "Enemy flagship is heavily damaged." The mighty vessel, pride of the Dominion fleet, began to list in space. Secondary explosions cascaded along its length as quantum weapons continued to bypass its defenses. "All ships, clear the area," Anna ordered. "That thing's about to go critical." Her squadron pulled back just as the flagship's power core detonated. The explosion lit up space like a new sun, temporarily blinding sensors across the battlefield. When the light faded, the message was clear. Humanity wasn't just defending. They were winning. The Dominion's technological advantage had been not just matched, but surpassed. "Good work, Ghost Squadron," Admiral Stone's voice came through. "Return to base for rearm. The real battle's about to begin." Anna led her pilots home, flying through debris that had once been the enemy's finest ships. The Dominion had thought Earth would be an easy conquest. Instead, they had found something they'd never expected, an enemy who could not only fight back, but win. The counterattack had succeeded. Now it was time for Earth to take the war to them. Admiral Gray of the Dominion stood on his new flagship's bridge, his purple skin dark with rage. Holographic displays showed the devastating losses his fleet had suffered. 3,000 ships destroyed in just 2 battles. Nothing like this had happened in the Dominion's history. "How?" he demanded of his tactical officers. "How can these primitives defeat us?" Before anyone could answer, the ship shook violently. Earth's forces had launched another attack, this time targeting their supply lines. "My lord," his second-in-command reported, "the humans are using our own technology against us. But they've changed it, improved it. Their weapons ignore our defenses." Gray watched as another group of his ships disappeared from the tactical display. The humans weren't fighting like any species they'd encountered before. They didn't follow proper military doctrine. Their attacks came from everywhere, using tactics that changed constantly. "Send word to the homeworld," Gray ordered. "Request reinforcements. We must not lose to these barbarians." But even as he gave the order, Earth's quantum jammers activated. All communication with the Dominion home system went dead. They were alone. In Earth's command center, Admiral Stone watched the Dominion fleet's disarray with grim satisfaction. "Begin Phase 3, he ordered. "Let's end this." Hidden bases across the solar system activated their main weapons. The gravity web, already restricting Dominion movement, began to tighten. Space itself became a weapon, crushing enemy ships together or tearing them apart. "The enemy fleet is splitting up," reported Tactical Officer Miller. "They're breaking formation." Stone nodded. The Dominion's rigid command structure was falling apart. Without clear orders, without their usual tactics working, their fleet was becoming disorganized. On his new flagship, Admiral Gray watched in horror as his perfect military machine began to crumble. Ships acted independently, abandoning their positions, trying different tactics that only made them easier targets. "Order them back in formation," he shouted. "We must maintain discipline." "They're not responding, my lord," his second-in-command said. "Earth's weapons are everywhere. Our standard tactics are failing." Another blast rocked the ship. Earth's gravity weapons were creating zones of intense distortion around them. Ships that strayed into these zones were torn apart by forces they couldn't resist. In her fighter, Lieutenant Anna Miller led another attack run. "Ghost Squadron, target their command ships. Don't let them reorganize." Her fighters struck like lightning, quantum missiles passing through Dominion shields as if they weren't there. More command ships exploded, leaving their squadrons leaderless. Enemy fleet showing signs of panic, Miller reported to Stone. "They're starting to fire on each other in the confusion." Stone watched as the mighty Dominion fleet, terror of 1,000 worlds, began to destroy itself. Ships trying to escape the gravity web crashed into each other. Confused commanders gave contradicting orders. The perfect military machine was breaking down. Admiral Gray felt something he'd never experienced before. "Fear. Launch all remaining fighters," he ordered. "Full attack on Earth. We must." His words were cut off as a quantum missile appeared inside his bridge. There was no warning, no chance to react. One moment he was giving orders, the next. "Enemy flagship destroyed," Miller announced. "Their fleet is completely disorganized." Stone stood at his command station, watching the greatest space battle in human history reach its climax. The Dominion fleet, once so proud and mighty, was now a scattered, broken force. "All units," he broadcast, "push them back. Drive them out of our solar system." Earth's forces moved as one. Fighters, capital ships, and fixed defenses coordinated their attacks perfectly. The remaining Dominion ships, leaderless and terrified, began to retreat. "They're running," Miller reported, unable to keep the pride from his voice. Stone nodded. "Let them go. Let them tell their empire what happened here. Let them know that Earth is not to be threatened." The battle was ending. Humanity had not just survived. They had crushed the greatest fleet in the galaxy, and in doing so, they had changed the balance of power forever. The age of Dominion supremacy was over. The age of humanity had begun. The surviving Dominion ships fled beyond Neptune's orbit, leaving Earth's solar system in disarray. But humanity wasn't finished. Admiral Stone stood before the Earth Defense Council, presenting his bold new plan. "We can't wait for them to return," he explained. "We must take the fight to them. Show every species in the galaxy that the age of Dominion tyranny is over." The council chambers, carved deep beneath the Swiss Alps, hummed with excited discussion. Earth's victory had proven something incredible. Humanity wasn't just capable of defending itself. It could defeat the greatest power in the galaxy. "Our spies report rebellion breaking out across Dominion space," Commander Reed added. "Their defeat here has shattered their image of invincibility." The council voted unanimously. Earth would strike while the Dominion was weak. Within days, humanity's fleet assembled. Not just warships, but colony vessels, diplomatic ships, and cargo carriers loaded with Earth's revolutionary technology. Admiral Stone led the fleet himself from his new flagship. The massive vessel carried weapons that would have been impossible a decade ago. Gravity drives, quantum missiles, and technology that merged human innovation with alien science. "All ships, prepare for quantum jump," he ordered. First target, the Dominion's primary shipyard at Alpha Centauri. The human fleet vanished in flashes of light, using jump technology reverse-engineered from the crashed alien ship. But Earth's scientists had improved it, making it faster and more precise than anything the Dominion possessed. They emerged from quantum space above a massive orbital facility. Dominion ships under construction hung in space like metal skeletons. The shipyard's defenders reacted with panic at the sight of Earth's fleet. "Attention Dominion forces," Stone broadcast. "Surrender, and you will be treated fairly. Resist, and face the consequences." The shipyard's commander responded by launching his defense fleet. But these ships were older models, even more vulnerable to Earth's advanced weapons than the main fleet had been. "All ships, execute attack pattern Delta," Stone ordered. "Disable their ships if possible. We're here to free them, not destroy them." The battle was brief but decisive. Earth's fighters darted between the defending ships, using precise quantum strikes to disable engines and weapons. Within an hour, the greatest shipyard in the Dominion surrendered. But the real surprise came after the fighting stopped. The shipyard's slave workers, aliens from a dozen conquered worlds, rose up to help their liberators. They had watched Earth defeat the Dominion fleet and saw hope for the first time in generations. "We want to join you," their leader told Stone. "Teach us to use your weapons. Help us free our homeworlds." Similar scenes played out across Dominion space as Earth's fleet pushed forward. Each victory inspired more rebellions. Each freed world joined humanity's cause. The Dominion's empire, built on fear and oppression, began to crumble. "My lord," a Dominion commander reported to their emperor, "we've lost contact with 30 systems. The humans, they're not just defeating our forces, they're showing our subjects how to fight back." The emperor, watching his realm collapse, finally understood his empire's fatal mistake. They had spent centuries perfecting their military might, but never considered that a younger species might think differently, fight differently, and inspire others to do the same. Back on the flagship, Stone received reports from across the galaxy. "Another sector has declared independence," his communications officer announced. The Dominion fleet there joined the rebellion. Even their own soldiers were deserting now. The Dominion's rigid hierarchy was breaking down as more of their forces saw a better way. Earth's way of freedom, innovation, and cooperation. "Send word to Earth," Stone ordered. "Tell them to prepare diplomatic teams. We're not here to create our own empire. We're here to help these worlds build something new." The revolution spread like wildfire through the galaxy. Earth's technology, freely shared with their allies, gave former slave worlds the power to defend themselves. The Dominion's grip on power weakened with each passing day. What had started as an invasion of Earth had become something much more: the end of an empire and the birth of a new age in the galaxy. And humanity, the species that the Dominion had thought primitive, was leading the way. The stars themselves seemed brighter as freedom spread across the galaxy, one world at a time. 3 months after Earth's first victory, the Dominion Emperor stood in Earth's Defense Council chamber. His once proud purple skin had turned pale with the shame of defeat. Before him, representatives from Earth and 100 freed worlds watched as he signed the surrender document. "The Dominion," he spoke in a tired voice, "acknowledges its defeat. We surrender unconditionally to Earth and its allies." Admiral Stone, who had led humanity's forces to victory, stepped forward. "We accept your surrender," he said firmly. "But this isn't just Earth's victory. This belongs to every species that fought for freedom." The chamber erupted in cheers. Species that had been enslaved for generations were finally free. Races that had never dared to resist the Dominion now stood as equals in a new galactic community. "Let today mark the beginning of the Solar Federation," Council Leader Baker announced. "Not an empire ruled by force, but an alliance of free worlds working together." The first act of the new federation showed how different it would be from the Dominion. Instead of punishing their defeated enemies, Earth offered them membership as equals. Worlds that had been part of the Dominion could join the Federation, sharing in its technology and protection. "We're not here to rule," Stone explained to the gathered representatives. "We're here to help everyone build something better." Earth's technology spread rapidly across the galaxy. The quantum communications network linked distant worlds instantly. Gravity-drive ships made travel between stars easier than ever. But most importantly, Earth shared its greatest secret: the ability to innovate, to think differently, to improve on existing ideas. Commander Reed, now leading the Federation's Science Division, worked with scientists from 100 worlds. The Dominion stopped advancing because they thought they knew everything. He told his diverse team, "We'll never make that mistake. There's always more to learn." Lieutenant Miller, promoted to fleet commander, trained pilots from every species. Her Ghost Squadron techniques became the foundation of the Federation's defense forces. But unlike the Dominion's rigid methods, these tactics encouraged creativity and adaptation. "Don't just copy what I do," she told her students. "Improve it. Make it your own. That's the human way. And now it's your way too." The former Dominion worlds transformed rapidly. Without the Empire's restrictions, they rediscovered their own cultures and innovations. Trade flourished between worlds that had once been forbidden to communicate. New ideas and technologies emerged as species collaborated freely for the first time. "Look at this," Stone said to Baker as they watched ships from 50 different worlds dock at Earth's new space station. "A year ago, they were slaves. Now they're building their own futures." The Federation grew stronger each day, but not through conquest or force. Worlds asked to join, attracted by the promise of freedom, protection, and progress. Earth's defense technology ensured peace, while their spirit of innovation drove advancement. "We were wrong about humans," the former Dominion Emperor admitted to Stone. "We thought technology meant civilization. You showed us that true civilization comes from how you use that technology." A year after the surrender, the galaxy had changed completely. The Federation's quantum network linked thousands of worlds. Ships with gravity drives explored new regions of space. Former enemies worked together, sharing knowledge and resources. "What's our next challenge?" Baker asked Stone as they stood in the council chamber. Stone looked at the galactic map, now showing the Federation's peaceful expansion. "We keep exploring," he answered. "Keep learning. Keep helping others do the same. That's what humanity does best. we never stopped moving forward. The greatest fleet in the galaxy had attacked Earth, thinking they would find an easy conquest. Instead, they had found the species that would transform the galaxy, not through force or fear, but through innovation, cooperation, and the simple human desire to make things better. As Stone looked out at the stars from Earth's orbital station, he smiled. Humanity had not just survived, they had shown the galaxy a better way. The age of empires was over. The age of exploration, innovation, and cooperation had begun. And somewhere out there, new adventures waited for humanity and their allies. Together, they would face whatever challenges the universe held, not as conquerors, but as explorers, innovators, and friends. The stars beckoned, and the Federation was ready to answer their call.